रेड एफएम पर मैं हूँ सुदीप्ता एंड वी आर हियर एट जयपुर लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल जहाँ पर वी आर गेटिंग टू मीट सच अमेजिंग पीपल एंड वन ऑफ देम is Mr. Balaji Vittal. Sir, सबसे पहले before I even start the questions with your book की एक line मेरी favorite बन गई है that your initial days villains were पूना में जो नज़र रखते थे बच्चों पर, you know, the ticket counter पे कि बच्चे कहीं adult only film में ना आ जाए. Has this happened with you?
बहुत बार हुआ है. With friends we used to sneak out and watch movies that we were not allowed to watch, or we wouldn't tell our parents what are the scenes out there.
Yeah.
And fortunately there was no social media those days, so I could afford to do that.
Oh, so
Like I didn't tell my dad that in Qurbani there was a Zinat Aman's bikini scene.
a lot of sneaking I can see. So about your book, you know, first the cover is so interesting. Who designed that for you? So the book is majorly about the villains, you know. So it is said, and I think it is true, that हीरो तब तक नहीं बन सकता जब तक फिल्म में विलन ना हो. You know, if we talk about Mr. India, the film is called Mr. India, but we still say Mogambo, खुश हुआ. You know, शोले में जय वीरू थे, but it was all about Gabbar. You know, so what really do you think attracts people towards villains?
See, villain is powerful, villain is rich. He has got wealth, he has got everything, he has got women, he has got exotic lifestyle. Only thing होता है कि कहीं पकड़ा ना जाए.
Right.
And I'll tell you, in our heart of hearts, if no police or no law were to catch us, we wouldn't mind being like the villains. That's the truth in all our minds. नहीं तो हम, why do kids go and put their hands in the cookie jar?
Yeah.
Why do, you know, young teenagers sneak out to meet, you know, boys or girls, whatever the case may be, right? Why would I sneak out and watch, you know, Qurbani, right? So,
And Zinat Aman's bikini.
You're right. So why would we do that? So that's human tendency.
So what attracted you to write about villains and not heroes?
Maybe something about me that I saw myself as a little bit of a villain. But the fact is, there is a story behind every villain. There is a story behind the storyteller.
Okay.
The way Javed Akhtar, Salim Javed had written about Gabbar Singh, they have told a story. Now I have a story to tell as well. I have a story about Mogambo. I have a story about all the villains. I have a story about the new age, the young villains like in Hrithik Roshan or, you know, in Dhoom 2 or John Abraham. I have a story to tell. That's what attracted me, that there is a story within a story.
So how do you think has the face of the villains changed from then to now?
Today it's a battle between equals, right? If you look at Dhoom, Race, Cash, you have the young hero and the young villain, both equally capable, both equally able to woo the girl, both equally powerful. They are matched head to head. ये जो बराबरी का जो बात है, that makes it more attractive rather than the script in the earlier films that used to be biased towards the hero. वो अच्छा है, ये बुरा है. Script has decided कि कौन बुरा है, कौन अच्छा है.
Right.
Today it is not like that. Today you have grey shades of the villains,
Right.
where the villain also presents his own point of view. Like you see Haider,
Right.
in which KK Menon plays the role.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and there is a lot of grey, or Hazaro Khwaishein aisi. You see a lot of grey shades and viewpoints, and it's the character which comes out rather than the script deciding who's the bad guy, who's the good guy.
I'm loving the kind of enthusiasm you know, the kind of love you have for villains. So in your book, who is your favorite villain? Which part of the story is your, I mean, you know, the names of the chapter, they're very interesting. So who is your favorite amongst all?
Does it include the author himself?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, honestly, it's very difficult to pick. Gabbar is one who automatically selects himself, right?
Yeah.
Gabbar to hai ye. Dusra, I would say Bhiku Matre in Satya.
Right.
And Raghavan in Aks, who was perhaps the first Joker,
Right.
right? It was a psychological villainy and all that. And then Dr. Asthana in Ankur Arora murder case, right? How he sort of tries to wrestle the system and bend the rules and all that. And then I would say, I say, hey, bahut, it's very difficult. Or, you know, your...
Okay.
I would say Shakal in Yadon Ki Barat, right? No, not the Shan one, the Shakal, Yadon Ki Barat. How cool he is, how cool. He doesn't say, ladki idhar aa, mohtarama baithiye. He's not about to let her go. Usko bandi bana liya wahan pe. Usko bitha diya, he's made her a house arrest. But kitni pyar se bolta hai. Izzat ke sath, mohtarama baithiye. Right. So there's something cool about him, even his death.
So if you talk about the actors, you know, do you think Bollywood heroes can ever play a great villain, or do you think for a villain the face has always have to be different?
Heroes make for very good villains. अब अमिताभ बच्चन की केस देख लीजिए. See, he got out of that angry young Vijay sort of a mold, and look at how he rediscovered himself. Look at a film like your Aankhein, where he plays a schizophrenic banker who has been fired, and he hires 3 blind men. So he is actually a sadist, right? Or look at his roles in Ux again, or to come back his very negative shades and all that. So look at how an actor rediscovered himself, right? See, Manoj Bajpayee could have been a hero. KK Menon could have been a hero. Or your Parashuraman, he could have been a hero, but he became a villain, right? Because they have those, or Vicky Kaushal, if you look at in your Raman Raghav 2.0, right? He could have been a hero, but look at the roles he plays. He's a drug addict. He's an ACP, he's a drug addict. Yeah, it's meaty, yeah.
So one book that you will suggest, since we are at Jaipur Literature Festival, apart from your book, that is definitely a must read, and I am so attracted to read about the villains.
Well, I would say Anupama Chopra's book, the recent one that she has launched, A Place in My Heart. She talks about who are the key influencers of the destiny of Bollywood. You know, people who made a big difference to Bollywood down the ages. I've read a few pages. I was lucky enough to get it autographed by her, and it talks about the changing faces. So that really, instead of talking about a biography or one specific point in time, it talks about the changing trends. Very similar to my book. It talks about the changing trends and the story of the entire villainy for the last 90 years, right from Khuni Khanjar in 1929, which showed the first rape scene in Shantaram ki movie mein, till Mumbai Saga in 2021.
It was lovely having a conversation, and thank you for bringing the villains in our life once again. We definitely gonna love that.
I hope they don't haunt you in your dreams or your viewers in your dreams.
Oh, I love villains.
Then fine, they'll come in your dreams then, not the nightmares.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.